Keith, we got so excited about that warm weather
Yeah.
yesterday. Dealing with a little bit of drizzle right now, though. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got going on right now on the racetrack. Of course, it's been drizzling all morning, kind of all night as well, kind of early, just after midnight. I don't know. I was sleeping. That is what I looked up, though. But Keith, we talked about this. We're gonna have a little bit of that all day long.
Yeah, it's going to hang around. Definitely looks like it. I saw upwards of maybe an inch of rain. I know north of here, even projected maybe a little bit more at my house. But hey, we're going to deal with it.
That's all we
Track
can
right
do.
now holding up fine, fast and sealed. We'll keep you apprised of that situation if there are any changes to the track condition. But a little bit of dreary day, but you know what? We've got action. I like that. 10 races on today's card.
Yep.
Some contentious fields. We've got a couple price shots we're going to give you. Brutal beat yesterday for our best bet players with Big
Yeah.
Rowdy down at 6-1. Just shut off upper stretch. Kind of had to alter course down to the inside, leaving the 8th pole. Well, I think got beat 2 necks for everything. Alvelo did what he could do. He tried to get him home, but we came up just a touch short. We'll look for him next time. And I think he was claimed out of that race as
I
well.
believe he was.
by-
Yes.
By Anthony Farrier. But
Yes.
hey, we
Sometimes-
move on.
We move on, and hey, sometimes those bad trips kind of come in threes, so we'll see
Okay.
maybe next time. That's
All
the,
right.
but let's go ahead with this early pick 5. Let's start this 10 race card today, Keith, with this maiden 45. Scratch the 1, 6, late scratch in the 4, 6 furlongs on the dirt for the girls 4 and 5. Keith, you and I both, well, we go opposite way. You go with the number 3, Cozy Notion, Nancy Heil, Ty Slipe, Christina.
Yeah, now don't jump in. 12% takeout on that pick 5. We love it here. It always pays well. We'll see if we can get another one today. Hey, dealing with some shorter prices. If two jumps up and beats us, hey, they're off to the races for a big number, no doubt about it. But yeah, you know what you're getting with Golden Charm. I mean, she's moving up and up. Her races are good. Just seconditis. That's the case. If there's ever a chance for her to get it done, today looks like it. But she's got to deal with another, a first-time starter. Last time it was Midsummer's Eve for Tim Keefe that beat Golden Charm. Now we got Cozy Notion. $67,000 purchase. Been a while to get to the races. But, man, what a family. 9 starters, 4 debut winners, a second and 2/3. There's only been a few fillies out of this mare to run, but it's a deep family. Have to follow the dog. Clever Mind. I think a couple of them might have won the nursery, so a little bit earlier for those to win. But take a shot here, written for Nancy Howell to get done in the opener. Cozy Notion. If she's anything kind of like her sibs, she should show that speed and looks to be working forwardly.
And there we have it. Let's talk about, and let's take a look at Golden Charm
Yeah.
last time out. For Linda Albert, Yomar Ortiz, your current 7-5 favorite right now.
Yeah, I mean, she's just consistent. And you look at her last 3, 46 by her, 55, 60. She's handling any type of surface. And she runs really good here. She's probably the pace, pretty good internals, 23, 47, and 3. Slowed it a little bit down around the turn, tried to throw that knockout punch here. But Midsummer's Eve, I think she's running tomorrow. I believe she is. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to see her back. So we're going to see this video again. So, hey, enjoy it. This time, focusing on Golden Charm, digging in. But just couldn't hold off. This is a really determined charge by Midsummer's Eve. But good effort, really good. So if she pops the latches and it clears this field, it could be Katie bar the door. I'm thinking the 3's best shot is to the front.
There we have it. 5-3-2. Keith Fustel, race 1. Race number 2, let's go right ahead to Keith's early pick for it. Let's see what you got for us, Keith, here today in these 4 legs.
And again, yesterday, Big Rowdy down a single. Oosh, just missed. Here we go. Race 2, 4 deep. I mean, we're spread around here, Callie, no doubt about it. 1, 4, 5, 8. Wait for tomorrow, a little price shot along with Sophia's Rose. Race 3, a little bit of scramble. I mean, under the overpass, we've got a little vid, got a stat. I think is definitely the horse to beat. But there's some other ones that definitely could move up. You got some barn changes. You got some first-time geldings. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Race 4, singling Matitude, especially if this track even gets a little bit more moisture in it, like Matitude. Race 5 with the 1 and the 5. Clubman and Tate. Clubman reunited with the X-Man.
There we have it. $20. Keith Fustel's early pick 4 taken on a track that could potentially be a good or even muddy track. Keith Fustel's going to keep an eye on that, just like he does with your early pick 4. Starts in this claiming 12-5 for the straight 3-year-old fillies, going 5.5 on the dirt. Keith, you and I both have the number 5 in Floge. This is in the barn, of course, of Mario Saray Jr. Raul Mena gave us some prices last week. Let's see if he can. Probably won't come at a price on this race, but we'll see. We'll see if he can keep up this momentum.
I think you still have to demand at least the morning line of 5-2. This is still a tricky little race. Nobody has jumped up and run really, really big. So you're dealing with lower level 3-year-old fillies. A lot can happen. And a lot needs to happen up front, I believe, for Floge. We're going to get that, no doubt. She's going to get the flow. Slew of horses that want to be up or near the lead and don't seem to have that finish. She looks like the one that's going to bring it to the table here from sitting back off the pace. She had a little bit of issues being caught so wide last time. I don't think she'll need to be that wide all the way. Maybe you have to see how that track plays a little bit in the first race. But she'll bring the kick, I think, to go over the top. Lake Mania, you're talking about riding well and hitting at prices over the last few weeks.
Yep, that's what he's been doing.
Yep.
Another one that you have in 10-1. Wait for tomorrow on the outside. Mike Trombetta, Victor Carrasco here comes back off of a touch of a layoff.
Yeah, I was a little. I don't know. It comes off that little break. Was up with the speed last time. I think she's got the ability. If you go back on a race now on a little different surface, she's shown that move and even going a little bit longer. Some middle moves. I think the tactics today for Victor. Sit back. I mean, she went up with that flow. That was it. Took the starch right out of her. But I'm going to give her one more shot here. Second off this kind of a break. Okay, I like that. 223 ROI for the barn. Off track is there if we seem to get that. It's a little bit more moisture. Cantheros, they can run on anything. Malibu Moon down on that second, down on the dam side. So I like that one to kind of drop in early because a lot of these horses are going to run away from the gate scurrying. If he's patient, I think wait for tomorrow can pick up a piece.
There we have it. You also, just for fun, you have the 4. Me personally mentioning Sunstreaming, Antonio Machado, the number 1, also Sophia's Rose underneath. You don't have to touch on him too much, but whatever you have for us, take it away.
Let's just talk about the 1 real quick. I think the 4 is going to make that run from off the from the back of the pack. Sophia's Rose, there was a LASIK stat on this barn. Yeah, bigger sample. It's strong 26%, 254 ROI. Just, bit off too much last time. That was a tougher reach out of that maiden 10. Got the confidence going from Parks to Penn. Aired with an okay buyer figure that certainly would work with these. But off the claim, it was too much of a reach last time out. I'll give her another shot here. At 5.5, she might have the ability to lay in close enough and bring a punch.
First leg of the spread-orama there for his early pick 4, 5, 8, 4, 1 for Keith. Let's talk about the second leg that he also goes wide in race number 3, a maiden claiming 20,000. Scratching the 3 on this 1-mile dirt affair for the 3-year-olds. Keith, you, myself, and Mackenzie all have the number 2 under the overpass. For Lacey Gaudet, Jamie Rodriguez, let's roll back the tapes on that effort last time out in early February.
The first off the claim, second route in a row. This was the brother lad race, right? Runs well. I mean, tracking that pace 3 wide, moves into the place and has to battle a little bit around this final turn. And pretty much an extended duel and basically all in. I mean, Rodriguez just scrubbing along, trying to get anything he can out of this gelding. But pops clear. Just that work around the turn was just a little too much. Brother lad knifing in between horses to go ahead, get command and go clear. This guy stays on pretty well, though. Backing up a 16th of a mile can thrust him into the race. You know he's going to stay even if he has to battle. We've got a little stat here for Lacey Gaudet over the last few years. It's a good one. Higher percentage, not a big sample, but if we can get that stat up, guys, this is going to be a dirt route, second off the claim.
There we have it.
Thank you. 4 for 13, 31%, 7 for 13 in the money. ROI, it's a positive one of 249. Little price shot outside, Pentatonic by Gilly. I see that. I kind of usually think kind of sprinty-ish a little bit, but 13% all in all for the dirt routes for that stallion. This one's eligible to kind of shake free and take this field a long way from that outer post with a rider like Barbosa, who's very capable, getting him into the race early, keeping them around, nursing on the front, does a nice job of that. Coronation Time. Third-time starter. It's got a little bit of an angle. It works for Hammy Smith. Second route in a row.
Yes.
Belated run last time out behind a next out winner. First time gelding. Look for some more improvement from the 8 Coronation Time. 100 proof as well. Off the claim. Claceris, last few years, not a big sample, but 3 for 8, 5 for 8 in the money with an ROI of over $5. Wake up call possibly for 100 proof.
Okay, there we have it. I love those picks underneath in the 9 and the 8, especially Coronation Time. 23% with his second-time routers. That certainly helps as well.
Good. Okay.
So there we have it. Let's go ahead to my Rainbow Pick 6 ticket that does start in race number 4. I do spread, but I can't spread as much as you can, Keith. I don't have a cheap ticket here. It's almost $30. I would split those with a friend. And so in race number 7, that is where I go wide. A couple of these horses in this allowance optional 40, I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. I just see a lot of options. I go with the price play like you do in the number 7 tops the chart. We'll get to that in a second. So then I just have to condense it in some of these races. But this is a fun card, Keith. I think the races are going to set up to be very exciting. So $30. Let's get back to it there in race number 4 in the starter optional, claiming 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 4-year-old. 4 girls 4 and up. Keith, you and I both have the number 6 Matitude. Let's go ahead and watch that effort from last time out on the mud, so potentially getting another type of surface situation as last time out in that video. Yeah,
Matitude and the attitude sometimes. She's a little bit tricky, can act a little quirky sometimes. So she's kind of her own worst enemy a lot, leading into the gate and then coming out of the gate. She's had some issues. That's been her nemesis, the brakes, braking a little bit slow. She has got a turn of foot. When she's focused, if she brakes clean, I think she's got enough speed to get into the race and maybe run them off their feet around the turn. This day, though, we're going to see this effort off a little slow. She makes a good little run in here to the top of the stretch, eases out just to flatten out the last 1/8 of a mile. Outer draw today, maybe she's last in, we shall see. First off the claim, Kieran McGee has had good fortune with these fillies and mares off the claim year in, year out.
Yep.
So Matitude, she just needs to break there. Yes, there's some other speed in here. Sister Supreme a little bit. Bandit's Where I think is definitely the one's going to go. And Golden Can, some issues the last time out in that race. Is 6 just pushing it a hair too much, but she's going to be prominent with a clean break. I go 6-5 in here. Definitely Gorham the way this barn's going. Sneaky horse, a girl named Jack.
Yes.
Hasn't been out. It's been a while, but man, she's going to like what she sees up in front of her. It would not surprise me. Fresh Ferris Allen had Mr. Mox run a big one yesterday. To just, if things really develop up front, she'll make a move into this pace.
She's going to like this surface as well because what we saw earlier when we took a look at the track, we're going to be seeing that all day at minimum, Keith. So definitely like that. 6-5-1-3, a girl named Jack coming back into the fold here today. Race number 5 starts the late pick 5 and a claiming 5,000 a mile on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up scratching the 3. Kabod scratching the 7. Assembly Point. You and I still land on the number 1 Clubman. McGee, Perez team back up together. Let's see what kind of magic they can make happen again at this mile distance. Yeah,
he was really, really dull for Clubman. We've been a fan of this horse. Was he 10 now? I'm just concerned. We're getting near where he just doesn't have that interest anymore. He's in the right spot, I think. X-Man. That's kind of maybe a little bit of a tell. He can get him to go. He kind of knows, the nuances of this horse. Clubman was caught wide, just empty last time out. Against this field at a mile, it'll work. He's got five wins at this distance. I think I got to give him one last shot here for Kieran. He knows the horse been bounced back and forth, Barnes, but Clubman has enough that I think when looking at this field, Helms Deep will probably go ahead and go. Tate, more or less, used to be a deeper closer. Now he's kind of showing a little bit more speed. I think Anti-Poison definitely for Bahama Channel, that chasing mode. Somewhere mid-pack. If he's within, say, 3 turning for home, Clubman with his sights at him, and the X-Men hasn't really had to get into him. I think he can mow this field down. Formal Order, the horse that Xavier's been riding,
right?
For Billy Campbell, and kind of a one-horse show right now, I think, for Billy Campbell, who's years in, he's done a great job. This one was pushed into the flow a little too soon last time. I could see why. I mean, Brasstown was the favorite, was able to kind of control things up front, got away with softer, try to get this horse involved. He just didn't take to it.
Right.
If things set up a little bit more, I think they set up better today with a little bit more flow, he can relax and make the one sustained run here under Acosta.
There we have it, 1-5, 10-8 for Keith Fustel there in race number 5. And
when it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
And we're back here for not only the late pick 4, but the jackpot super high 5 here in race number 6 to finish off Saturday's card, claiming 12-5. Never won 2, going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the girls 4 and up. Scratch the 1, 7, 10, and 12. Keith, you have the number 9 on top. This is Glass Star and in the barn of Jonathan Maldonado, Torrealba. Torrealba having a nice day yesterday, almost getting 2 wins.
Yeah. I think, like I say, he's moving in the right direction, no doubt. This race, I've got it written right here, spread.
Yes.
I just sit back, maybe reach in the bag and grab one of the tasty cakes that Tasty Cake Dave gives me up there at Greenmount Station and enjoy and watch the race. Bet a couple bucks. Don't go crazy. But that's kind of my approach for the 6. I'm taking a flyer here with Glass Star.
Why not?
There's not a lot of true speed in here, these fillies and mares. New face, lower percentage barn, moving into a barn that's can get them to wake up and can to jump up first time. What was that? Almost a $4 ROI. That's pretty strong. LASIK's back on. Off track looked at it. So say okay if it gets to that, but why not take a flyer with a trainer doing well right now over the past couple months? Maldonado, a rider we know that's on the improve. Going to have to deal, I think, 5,2 is one of those speed types in here, but take a shot at a big number here.
And then let's talk about the 11, of course, and Synergies Electra, Kenny Cox, Angel Cruz. Inside Trip, I thought wanted no part of it last time out. And this is like, okay, I think Connection of a little bit frustrated. They've had enough. She's kind of teased you a little bit in some of these races. We're going to 12-5. This should be kind of the spot to get her right. She's run okay on and off track. Her numbers, when you look at it, consistently better than this group. There's enough. I don't know if there's enough token speed in here. I'm hoping Glass Star wakes up, but she should make a run into this flow. If not now, when? Exactly. It's kind of a do or die with that one, so why not play it that way?
Yeah.
Let's talk about 5,2, who also will be pressing for the issue here, like last time out on the 3rd of February in that replay.
Yeah, replay. We're going to watch this one. February the 3rd has to chase Baby Sox, who was just lights out this particular afternoon on February the 3rd. Got to the front, said see you 46-3 and widening with vigor. But by 5,2 stayed on pretty well, did all of the dirty work, still clear of Catch the Kitten, kind of a key horse with this whole group. First time in the barn here for Henry Walters. Henry Walters, the last few horses he's had, Savoy ran a couple good races off the claim. Got a win with Savoy. Addie's Laddie TNT ran well yesterday. Barn doing well, 5,2. There's Barbosa. We know the game here. Going to the race and she see if she can stay. I don't know if she's going to duel with Glass Star, just kind of lay off of that one.
Right.
First quarter, we'll go from there. But I think either one of those two, the 5 or the 9, you both can take this field a long way in today's 6. Looking for a little bit of value in here. Even Forgotten Gift.
Right.
You've got this one there, 30-1 morning line. Might come down a touch. Turning back in distance, which has been a good move, a profitable move for this barn.
Yes.
She held sneaky good going long up to about the 3/16 pole last time out. Turning back, bandbox wants the skies to kind of just go and let this rain come down and get that track nice and sloppy for Forgotten Gift. Bandbox around 24-25% with the off-track runners.
9-11-5 and 4 with that little Forgotten Gift at the end for Keith Fusel there in race number 6. Race number 7 is an allowance optional 40,000, a one-turn mile on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up. Scratching the 8, Joe. Scratching the 11, Holy Synchronicity. You and I both go with a little bit of a stab and tops the chart for Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. But if you take a look at that effort last time out, it's not so much of a reach, Keith.
No, I don't think it is. And I went back, Simovich. So if you've kind of been watching the Maryland racing, overly critical, and these horses that have come in from Parks, this is a decent group. Well, they've keyed up and run some good races against quality animals here at Laurel Park. Tops the charts, no give up whatsoever, battling. I think right back in the field again, looking at the set, I think right to the front or just off of it, tenacious. The number might not be there, the last two, the Buyers. He visually better, and he's got numbers to go back to if need be. Tops the chart, I think stays the trip. You're getting 8-1 morning. I'm going to come down a little bit, I believe, off of that with those couple scratches of Joe and Holy Synchronicity. But I'll take my shot here, yes.
Why not? The number 2 underneath, it's Viper, Brittany Russell, Sheldon Russell. You have to respect it. We respect a couple of the same horses here in the field, Keith. You just have to, you expect better and the same out of this one last time out.
Yeah, no fault of his. I mean, ran against Bob Marco, who opened up a country mile and kept on going. This horse, numbers, again, condition, steadily going up, increasing, 71, 78, 82. Might have been a top last time. I think, again, needs maybe a touch of help up front. Supreme Law looks like a horse that's kind of maybe going to be in the flow, even North Highland. But consistent enough, it's Viper looks like a horse I can trust to make a run into it. 9 up against it. I think this horse is kind of the now horse. And big jump last time, Callie. Beats Fun Loving Criminal, Musical Heart, a back class horse. Fun Loving Criminal came back to run a good race. The last few times this horse has gone longer, it's been kind of up towards the front. I think you've seen off of these sprints, he's better served. Even that last time 7/8, he set up beautifully. Sit back mid-pack and make the run. Oh, he can definitely move into this flow. I don't think this is a huge jump up for up against it, none whatsoever, when you go back on his page.
No, absolutely not. Listen, Keith, we get similar on a lot of horses, but you can also make a case for a lot of horses in this field. Fun field here in the 7th. 7-2, 3-9 for Keith Fusel there. We had to include Armando R.
Yes.
You just have to in this kind of field here today. So he's as steady as steady does there. As we move on to race number 8 in this restricted allowance, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up.
Yeah.
No scratches from here on out for the rest of the card.
Beautiful.
As far as we know, we'll never know what happens in the next couple of minutes. But, Keith, you go with the number 6, Heldish, in the barn of Jose Magana now. J-Ron Barbosa retains the call here.
Coming back a little quick. Maybe he can ride the wave. Since being gelded, this horse has gotten back to form. Trouble last time out of the gate. First time for Kieran and only time for Kieran. Pinched and made a quick acceleration into the lone speed of Swifty Devil. Got the better of him through the stretch and went clear. I think, again, if he breaks cleanly, Heldish, we talked about him last time. We thought, okay, he looks like he's hedging back. He can be into the flow early. Again, good break, puts him into this race. Might shadow a horse like Heaven's Got Fire, get the better of him. Then he's got to look in the rearview mirror. He's going to have a couple horses breathing down his neck through the final 1/8 of a mile.
Let's talk about the number 3 in Hemp for Brandon McFarland. Also looking for another win here. Angel Cruz. Barbosa won on this one last time out, and Barbosa goes with your top selection.
Yeah, you see I'm kind of edging towards a little lower profile. We'll get back to these two at the end of the show, but Hemp, again, that was a good race, got the better of Heldish. Moving back, the last time he faced a horse like Freeze the Fire, who definitely could be the favorite in here, lined it, 8-5, was just a little too late. 6 furlongs, right up his alley to make that run. And going to have some speed to set things up. Yeah, I think these two value. Great Heavens, a horse that's been deadly consistent. The blinkers have gone on. He hasn't gotten the best of starts the last two. But, man, Forest Boyce has done a great job of getting him into position within the first eighth of a mile and be able to kind of make that run from there. So if he doesn't think there's 2 runs, it just relaxes, comes away cleanly. Great Heavens certainly could get by these through the stretch. So Freeze the Fire, Video Spotlight Horse, your top selection. Just hedging and trying to get a little bit better price in here. But look at his efforts recently. Off the break, September 29th to December 1st. That was reported first time gelding that day. And, again, he's kind of coming back and showing that talent that he had. Back at debut was a really, really good one going back to Pimlico. But this guy, he's bringing a better finish in his races. Out to 6 furlongs now. That's my only question mark. And Take a Hint, who was in very good form here, got beat the other day, but stepped up against better. That's a good finish. He was striding out, really reaching late on February the 9th. Like the form that he's in, I'm going to try just a little bit better price.
You got some good ones, though. 6-3-1-7 for a trier in Keith Fustel's picks in race number 8. Race number 9 is an allowance optional 40 going a mile on the dirt. It seems to be the distance of the day for these girls 4 and up. Keith, you go with the number 5, Continental Congress, a horse, kind of a bit of a fan favorite here. Mike Trombetta, Horacio Caramanos, an oldie. She's not an oldie but goodie, but she has just been around and just has been putting some great races on.
Yeah, 7/8 mile. I like. She has that speed and staying power, that combination that you want from that, filly or mare going the 1-turn mile, get in position, and that long stretch hits, and she can kind of keep on going.
Yep.
Lasix back on, out of a little tougher race, certainly in the grade 3. Barbara Fritchie may have to deal with cheekiness. Going to get Carlos Lopez on cheekiness. So usually I'm ready to scratch one of these nest runners.
Exactly.
But they both stay here today. Both are going to be, I think, fairly forward. Continental Congress, I think if she can get a flow that's comfortable enough, she'll stay around. She'll stay the trip. A little bit of moisture won't hurt her chances. Might just help. Looking for that horse to make the run from off the pace because, again, a lot of similar styles in here. I'm mad at the 2 knickers and a twist. Needed her last time. She looked home, so I'm against her today. But Freccia d'Argento.
Yes.
I did not like her up on the front end last time. Kind of went from the inside. Might have forced a hand. But we'll see what Ortiz does today. I want to see this horse taken a little bit further back off the pace. I think it's going to work to her benefit. She has the ability to do that. Yes, she's been beaten a couple of times by Continental Congress.
Yep.
She can beat her on her best day, and I'm not going to leave that one out. 6-1 morning line there for Freccia d'Argento. Patty Cakes, either one of these entries. But I think, does Cheekiness go ahead and do the dirty work for Patty Cakes, do you think, today? Cheekiness, she's freshened up. She's won from just off the pace sprinting. She's won kind of up on the lead or run big from on the lead. I think she's into the flow to keep Continental Congress, busy.
Yes.
Patty Cakes, though, real good effort last time. Didn't beat the strongest of bunches, but did it the way that you like to see. And she's going up, up, and up here for Nest. She'll be positioned, I think, a few lengths off of it come mid-turn.
5-6, 1-3 for Keith Fustel there in race at number 9. And the finale here for Saturday is claiming 30,000 a mile on the dirt here for the girls 4 and up. You and I both go with Essa Oria for Ricky Dutro Jr. Angel Cruz retains the call.
Yeah, tries to come in and get the money again. Dutro
Just like
got
he
it.
did yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah. And talking about that prior race, Ben Colebrook, we didn't touch upon that horse, but he doesn't run too many here. There's a horse that really likes the 1 turn. That was a 3 horse. I know you had that horse in the selections. I'm just interested to see if she can get that last, say, eighth of a mile into that freshen. But let's get back to the 10th. I forgot to touch upon that one. That's my bad.
No, but whenever Ben Colebrook, and sorry guys, we're referring to
That's
the 3
okay.
in the last race, but whenever Ben does run stuff down here, has entrance down here, they run well. I remember Ben Colebrook would give horses to Jerry O'Dwyer, and O'Dwyer would run them. And it just, whenever Ben Colebrook sends something over here to Maryland, it's legit. So circling back to your top selection here for Ricky Dutro, when they won yesterday with an entrant, just coming down from that optional 50. I mean, the writing's a bit on the wall here.
Yeah, 3rd time for Dutro off a grand motion. Best number on a track with some moisture in it. I think we're going to have that. We can hedge towards that for the nightcap today, race 10. I thought that was a pretty good field last time in New York and made a decent middle move just to flatten a touch. This is the right kind of relief for this one horse for Dutro. The 5 Black Ice intrigues me a little bit. Interesting claim. You look at the form, you're like, just kind of ho-hum. Ness must have seen something he likes in this Keen Ice filly. She's got some sneaky good. Looked at some other handicapping tools, some figures that work against the grain 2 races back, and then 3 to 5 wide last time. It was run okay at a mile. Look for some improvement, I believe, for the 5 Black Ice. Haint Blue, another one, been running against a better company, Dr. Abbey, and all kinds of multiple winners. Finally gets back to the right condition. Linda Loves Gold is a horse that Dave Rodman likes, and definitely I can see rightly so. She looks like a horse with the positional speed and stamina to stay around against this group. Dave had a good positive stat off of this type of layoff at the 1 mile distance. It works here very well for Brittany Russell and company. Sheldon Webb for the mount. I think she's going to have to be forward against this group.
1-5-3-6 for Keith Fustel. Let's get over to the lightning round dive a little bit deeper into your selection, starting with your best bet of the day. Race 4, Matitude.
Yeah.
Gonna love this surface here for McGee Caramanos, 5-2 in the morning line.
Yeah, check her out in the post parade. Hopefully she's composed. She's got her mind straight. Goes into that gate. The first 2-3 strides could determine a lot for Matitude. She's got a real sharp turn of foot. I hope she gets into this race early, and I hope a little, I hate rain, but a little bit of moisture will help our chances today.
Sure, why not? Your first value play, straight value play on top is going to be 8-1 morning line on the number 7, tops the chart in race number 7 for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah, number's a little light. I'm not terribly concerned. The company is right. You've got this one on top as well. The 7 tops the chart.
Let's talk about you kind of go a double duty in race number 8 with a 12-1 shot and an 8-1 shot. You go with Hemp and Heldish, but you start with Heldish on top for Jose Magana, Jaron Barbosa, Hemp with Brandon McFarland and Angel Cruz.
Yeah, both lower profile trainers. That's why we're going to get some value here. And I like these two. Use them top and bottom over a couple horses in your exacta. So that's how we're going to utilize Hemp and Heldish. Would not be surprised if they ran 1-2-2-1. But both of these are kind of back on form. I like that, and I like what we're getting in that 12-1 range. Might come down a little bit. I'll take, if they're both around 8 or 6, I will use them top and bottom with a few other horses in that race. You can't leave out the rail horse for Tim Keefe, and I don't think you can leave out Freeze the Fire in your exacta. But these two will enhance it.
What a race we're going to have there in race number 8. Let's dive in to a couple of on the other spectrum of the trainers, Brittany Russell, Jamie Ness. Here we go. Kira McGee having a good day yesterday. 2 wins and a nice second. A lot going on there.
Kieran just doesn't want to see this train going around. He wants to jump back and get right back on top. And he's firing very strongly right now. So see if he adds a couple more horses into the barn. He's got plenty. But that's it. Again, it's numbers. Those top 2 got a lot of them. They've got some good stock. But Kieran right there lurking. Corrali's having a good run along with Lacey Gaudet. She went on a tear. It's hard to keep that pace, but nonetheless, very respectful outfit.
Well, she was entering a lot, too, and I think she's just, in these past, 2 weeks, she's kind of slowed down on that, so we're just kind of cycling, ready for that next cycle, I think we're going to be seeing from Lacey Gaudet. Let's talk about the jocks. Let's see what's going on there. Of course, Jamie Rodriguez not just winning on Jamie Ness horses. He's got Jamie Ness's numbers doubled at least. 34 in the lead. Have fun trying to chase him, guys. Yeah,
and you might see one of our apprentices jump up and get on this board soon. But again, riding with the numbers, Rodriguez, Barbosa, Toledo. Yeah. Those 3 are they're in good spots.
Yeah, they're in great spots. Great colony that we have here throughout the Maryland Jocks colony. And as we go to Dave Rodman, best of the best here for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck, everybody.